Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the I.N.O podcast. Today we're going to be talking about
marriage.
very different because today we have the lovely hubby, all the names. Plum,
Can we just stick to what it's supposed to be?
plumber.
No, we're not doing all that. Just stick to what it's supposed to be, girl.
Yeah, today we are going to be talking about marriage, and what better person to bring on than the husband who I've been married to for, let's see if you know how many days.
How many days?
I want
That
days,
might be a bit difficult to come up
the
with.
days, the hours, and the seconds,
Alright,
minutes
so
and the seconds.
365 days. Has it been a leap year? I'm sure you guys can do the math. I'm not really.
No, it's been 8 years. We celebrated.
It has? I'm joking.
We celebrated 8 years on the 1st of February.
Yeah, but you always seem to think it's not the first.
I said 1st of February, my goodness, 1st of September. Oops. 1st of September, we celebrated 8 years. And wow, it's been an eventful 8 years, wouldn't you say?
Eventful, absolutely.
Why are you sighing when you say that? Why are you sighing?
It's definitely been eventful. Yeah.
It's marriage is, there's so much to it. Marriage is not just like, you know, them pictures that you would see growing up, like the white wedding, in America they talk a lot about picket fence, and I mean we wouldn't really say that in the UK. It wouldn't be like white picket fence, but it was very much like this fairy tale idea of what relationships and marriage was like. And obviously then you have different types of marriage that we might have seen growing up, like family members and stuff. But in general, marriage, the idea is very different. So I think today we can chop it up about the misconceptions.
Okay.
What do you think?
I like that. I think that's a good spot to start.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Because there is many misconceptions. Like for me, for example, one of the misconceptions that I grew up with was that after the first year, you kind of flow. You just kind of flow in marriage, and there's nothing. The first year is the hardest. That's all I used to hear. The first year is the hardest. Yeah, the first year is the hardest. So in my mind, the first year would be the hardest, and then that would be it. Free flowing. But, you know.
Why you say but like that, though?
It's been like this. Woo!
No, it's definitely a roller coaster, though. I agree. It's definitely a roller coaster, you know. Even sometimes dating, you have this idea that once you get married, it would be like what it was when you were dating. You know what I mean?
Which was like, give us some examples. What was it like?
Yeah, I see what you're trying to do here.
I just want to know, because my sister need to know. What was it like dating? Okay, what's one thing it was like dating that you were like, oh, this is gonna stay, and then when we got married, you were like, okay, it's okay.
I don't know if I want to be sharing all of that, man.
Welcome to the Red Table Talk.
Yeah. What can I say? What was your question again? What it was like dating that? What was your question again?
Give us an example of one thing that so like when we were dating, that you felt like, okay, this is gonna stay this way, and then when we got married, you realized it wasn't like that. Can you think of anything? Or was everything just the same?
Everything was the same.
You're trying to protect yourself.
No. Actually, it's a bit difficult trying to be put on the spot, you know. But I think one of the things that I think, like, you know, when we first started out, it was a lot of dates. You know, we used to go out on a lot of dates. Like I remember, sometimes I would leave work or schedule work in a way that it aligns with yours.
Yeah.
And then I'd come out and meet you,
that.
come out and meet you, we go for lunch, and then drop you back to work, and then I go about my day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stuff like that. But obviously, once you come back into like the marriage context is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because you realize life is life and
Bills.
You might not, exactly, you might not get the chance to go on as many dates as you possibly would want to go. Know what I mean?
I feel like that's a really cute answer.
Well, you asked for one thing, so.
So
I'm joking. Yeah, no, but that's definitely something that I feel like was happening quite a lot during the dating season or the dating period, but right now, or can be a little bit of a misconception, right? In the sense that what you were doing while you were dating might not translate into marriage like how you thought it would. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean. I feel like, yeah, to your point, like I think when you're dating, you're both putting your best foot forward and you're both showing up. You both dress up. You both, there's stresses in life, but it's not aimed at each other. It's not together just yet, especially if you're dating and you're Christians. So I feel like when you get married, obviously you now have to struggle. And I think we were even talking about it earlier. Yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions of marriage. So that was a couple of them. Is there any more that you can think of?
I think how about you? What is one thing that while we were dating you thought was gonna be the same once we got married?
Let me get my book.
Wow.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
My book.
I'm joking. I think probably not to piggyback off of you, but I think dating 100% because I feel, okay, you were really big on surprises.
Yes.
You still kind of are in a different way, but you were really big on surprises. Like, for example, like when I was working at a doctor's surgery and you would just be like, oh, have you eaten? And I'd be like, no, I forgot my lunch or something along those lines.
Then I just pop up.
You just pop up with like a bag, like a meal deal or just something. And
a meal deal? Come on, I did better than that. A meal deal.
No, 100% Tesco's. 100% Tesco's, I think. Yeah, it was a meal deal.
Not all the time. I think that was one time though.
But it was cute. Like they called you Mr. Crisps. My colleagues at the time, they literally named you Mr. Crisps.
Yeah, because I know you like crisps.
No, because there was a meal deal in the bag.
No, because you like crisps. Okay. So I always made sure I got you crisps.
Okay. Anyway, they called you Mr. Crisps.
Wow. How I get called a name for giving you something that you like.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. They called you Mr. Crisp, but it was the thought. It was the fact that like, okay, my girlfriend, obviously at the time girlfriend, hasn't eaten. I'm going to go out of my way to go to the supermarket, bag something up, drive to her workplace and surprise her with it.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, and you also did that for a Valentine's Day. Do you remember that? When I was managing this gynae service place.
What'd I do?
You sent like this.
Oh,
it was like an arrangement thing.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and I thought they were joking. They were like, "Oh, you have something delivered here for you," and I was like, and they were like, "No, for real." And people in the workplace were looking at me like, "Who she thinks she is?" But I think that. So. In my mind, okay. So going back to the point, I feel like when you get married, you expect those things to continue.
You're trying to say they didn't continue?
I'm not saying it hasn't continued, but it's just in a different way.
Right.
You might pop up now with dinner.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Right?
Yeah.
Or more like a waffle. I say dinner. You know that
That's like your second dinner though. You know, you have like two different compartments where the food goes, so it's a little
Everybody
different.
knows. No, everybody knows there is. Okay,
Nah,
for
nah,
all of
nah.
my girlies who like sweet things, you know that there's two stomachs. There is the food stomach, the savory, and then you have the sweet stomach. I'm not saying that
It
the
must
body
be a
literally.
female thing because you know, like I think once you're full, you're full. There's not room
No,
for.
there's always room for
Okay.
crumble, buns, cake, cupcake,
Where does that
something.
go?
It's just a different part of the stomach.
I think I need one of those.
No, it's only for people who have a sweet tooth. They understand what I'm
Fair
saying.
enough. Okay. Fair enough.
And by now, you should know that I'm like.
Oh, I know.
I'm a lot better though than what I used to be.
True. True. True.
Before
Yeah,
I would
I
have
agree.
something sweet
I
every
agree.
single day.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I'm a lot better.
I agree. Even to the point where sometimes, like, we even go to a restaurant and you don't order dessert, and I'm like, "Is this the same person? Like, what? This is crazy." Yeah. Okay.
I mean, even on our first date.
Oh, I remember that like yesterday. You did order dessert though.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Happily. It was at that time. It was my favorite dessert. It
You
was
did.
TGI's
Sticky. It was a sticky toffee pudding. It was.
No.
Yeah,
it was fudge. You got it wrong. It was
Was
fudge.
it fudge?
It was chocolate fudge cake, and it was hot. So they make the fudge cake hot, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
they
with
put
the
the
ice
ice cream.
Yeah.
Ooh. I could just taste it now. It was a bit rich. Sometimes I'll take the sponge bit out, but
That's
it was
crazy.
so good. And I was never one of them girls that were like, "Oh my god, I can't eat around a guy." I was like, "No, I'm hungry. If I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat."
Oh, you ate.
All right.
No, but I really like that though. I really like the fact that you were very comfortable. You know what I mean?
I have to be
like,
myself.
Yeah, no, I appreciated that for real. Absolutely.
You sound like something.
No. You just
like, oh,
no.
you ate.
You just you,
Oh,
you
you
just
ate.
you just enjoyed your food. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the misconception. So yeah, for me, that's something that I felt like it would perhaps continue, but it has, just in a different way.
Interesting.
Yeah. Is there any more that you can think of?
About the misconceptions? You know, I think a lot of it also comes from like your background, like growing up and what you see.
Let's talk about it.
You know what I mean? It's like growing up what you see. So, like, you might grow up. So, I'm from an African background, right?
What African background?
Ghana to the world.
GH?
Yeah, you already know.
The big G, the big
you
H?
You already know.
Okay.
Yeah. But growing up, you know, both parents used to work. But then mom always made sure that, like, my dad would come home and his food would be ready and on the table. I don't know why that's funny. I don't know why you're laughing. You know, so obviously dating, we weren't really doing that.
But I would cook for you a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. You know, exactly. You see, so it kind of mirrored what
I thought you was about to say something.
No. Exactly that. It kind of just mirrored what I had seen growing up, you know, because times where maybe I might come over,
yeah,
you know, there would be food ready, you know,
basically, there was always food there
ready, you know, and it's like, oh, this is nice, like this is what I've seen growing up, you know what I'm saying? It's like this is what I've seen growing up, so it's like okay, yeah, so I think that's also, but then when you get into like the marriage phase where both of you are tired. Both of you come home and there's kids involved. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's kids involved, and I think it just makes it a little bit more difficult. And I didn't know how to cook at the time.
You've come a long way, Shadi.
No. Let me correct that. I did know how to cook, but
what do you know how to cook?
Only what I like to eat. So
no.
Yes.
When I married you, let me just talk directly. When we got married, he could fry an egg.
No. I
And
could
oh,
make
sorry,
an
sorry, sorry,
egg
sorry. And you could put rice in the rice cooker. That's it. No
as
chicken.
rice cooking, not cooking.
No, it's cooking it for you.
Yeah, but then
I mean,
if
you
you
can still
get
get it wrong a little
exactly,
bit.
yeah, if you get the amounts wrong, you come up
No,
with either soggy rice or rice that's not really
real G's
cooked.
know how to cook in the pot. The real G's. If you can really cook, you can cook in the pot.
To each his own.
But yeah, no, you've come a long way. A long way. You can season chicken now.
No, not just
You've
season. I
tried to
can
make jollof. Tried.
try it.
It was up there. It was it was up there. Look, I feel like you've come a long way.
I have. Oh no, I know I have. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know I have for sure. Yeah, I definitely have. I definitely have. There was a lot of things that, like I said, like growing up in an African home, my dad knew how to cook, but it wasn't something that he had to do or did much of,
Mm.
because mom's always kind of sorted it out, So without knowing, you bring that into your own home and realize that, like in the beginning, it was that.
Mm.
It was that. But then as time goes on, you realize that actually it might help the home if you learn, or if I learn how to do a few things,
Mm.
And not have to just sit around and wait for you to have to come back to be able to, or for all of us to eat, or do a takeout.
Yeah. Yeah, different dynamics, different seasons of marriage. So obviously,
yeah,
you coming from an African background and me coming from a Caribbean one, I always saw men cook, which I don't think a lot of people outside of the Caribbean would know that. But Caribbean men know how to cook, whether they do or not, but they know how to cook, like cook. Stew down, curry down, everything down.
No, like don't get me wrong. I think a lot of African guys know how to cook, but to their standard. You know what I'm saying? Like he lives by himself, right? So he would make food for himself.
Yeah. Okay.
So whether it's
like
edible
one to feed me and my kids, that's a different story. Is that
of course. Yeah. So like bachelors, for example, right? He would know how to make food for himself. How it comes out, he's the only one that's going to be tasting it, so it doesn't really matter, right? But then there are also some guys who actually know how to cook. But in what I saw growing up was that mom always made sure there was food, and then when it was necessary, or when my mom wasn't around, then my dad would cook. But
okay.
Mom, that's if everything that mom had cooked ran out. Right. So for instance, say she went away for a week.
Yeah.
Right. To visit an auntie or to, something that took her away for, let's say, a week. She would make sure that she did enough food to last us for the week. But if it run out, then my dad would step in and make food.
Okay. So yeah, that's different to how maybe I've always done things, because I've always kind of, and it's probably not a good thing, but I've always kind of done things in like a 3-day kind of thing. So that would be definitely something different, because you would have the idea that, okay, there will, like you're saying, there will always be food.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm thinking like, okay, what's fresh? What we're gonna make now? It's been 2 days. Or I think the times that I have tried to do like a stretch of food, we've not eaten it, it stayed in the fridge, we've gone off of it, we'd be like, I just want something else. So I'm gonna learn from that.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But yeah, growing up in a Caribbean household, it was very much I don't want to say to each their own, because that won't be fair to say, but yeah, everyone knows how to do everything. Like everything. So everybody irons, everybody cooks, everybody works, everybody, well, cleans, or at least you should. Yeah, everyone knows how to do everything. Everyone knows how to change a light bulb. Everyone knows how to, put a table together. We all know how to do it. So it's like, I need you and you need me. But then sometimes that can turn into we don't need each other because I can do everything myself and you can do everything yourself. So I think that's the difference. But yeah, for me, that was what I kind of saw growing up in the Caribbean household. Like everyone just knew how to just do everything. So it's kind of like when anyone's coming, it's like, what do you bring to the table? Because I know how to do it all already. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
but
sense.
I feel like what
That
you're
makes sense.
describing is beautiful because it's more.
I think it was more like a partnership.
Yeah, it's more of like a.
It's like I need you, you need me.
What's that word? Like it's like.
Yeah, it's more like a part. You're dependent on each other.
Dependency, whatever.
Yeah, you're dependent on each other, right? Yeah, I think it was more like a partnership. It was more like, okay, I go out and work.
Yeah.
Or we both go out and work, right? But mainly I go out and work. You stay home or you have a job that you do as well, but where you're able to come home earlier and then cater for the house.
So I can just hear some of my Caribbean aunties
like
me not go out to work and then you. I could just hear them. Like,
wait, what would they say?
They'll be like basically trying to say.
No, say it how you were trying to say it.
Forget it. I don't want to get roasted, but their thing would be like, if you're going out to work and I'm going out to work, then both of us are sharing this.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that. I think that it's just I think it was more to do with like roles and how specific roles were defined. You know what I mean? It was more like, and I'm talking my parents, like my both my parents are 70 now, right? So I'm talking like a different generation.
Yeah.
Right? So a generation where roles were very defined as like, okay, the man goes out to work, the woman stays home and nurtures the house, takes care of her man, the man takes care of everything. Okay. If the woman wanted, if anything the woman needed, the man provided. You know, so it's like a provider, protector, and a nurturer. Right? So
and I believe in that.
Yeah, the two come together and it's a perfect partnership, so to speak. Like I need you, you need me.
Yeah.
You need me to pay the bills and go out and work. I need you to take care of the home, take care of me, and also take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So.
And I really agree with that because I feel like like I explained, I feel like where you don't need someone because you can kind of do it all. You make your own money. You know how to fix your own car. You can put gas in your own car. You can pump your own tires. It kind of gets to the point where it's like you can kind of become prideful in a way. Like, well, you know, like
absolutely.
Especially, I think from a woman's perspective, you can become prideful because it's like, well, I can do everything. But yeah, I really do feel like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That codependency. Yeah. I think that's what I was looking for.
You know, and I feel like I could be wrong, but this is just my personal opinion. I feel like that's how God designed it to be.
100%.
You know, in the way that, like, even with our relationship with God, like, He expects us to depend on Him. He created us in a way that we're not self-sufficient.
Yeah. Even though we try to be bad.
Exactly. Like we really try to figure things out and try to do things our way. You know, but He has created us in a way that we will forever have to depend on Him.
Yeah.
So if He created man in His image and in His likeness, then how He functions, He expects us to do the same. But when you go off of the design that God has instituted, then it becomes a problem. Yeah. Then I guess maybe that's where the misconceptions come in. Like I listened to something the other day where the man was saying that don't marry who you love. And I looked at him like, What are you talking about? Don't marry who you love.
So he said, don't marry who you
Who
love.
you love.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, right. Don't marry who you love. And I was thinking, but then when he started to break it down, it started to make more sense because he explained love to be a command, right? God commanded you to love,
Yeah.
right? So it does not involve feelings because it's a command.
It doesn't involve feelings.
Yes. A command. Yeah. So put it this way, a law doesn't care about how you feel about it. You have to obey it regardless.
Yeah.
So the Bible commands us to love, right? Yeah. Love your neighbor as yourself.
Doesn't matter if you feel like you want to or not.
Exactly.
Right, okay. I get
right?
that.
So I think I need more clarification on what he was talking about, but to his point, it was more to do with you will eventually love who you marry because that is just the design of God. You will eventually. yeah. It was a bit crazy.
I've learned a lot in our marriage, and I feel like a lot of what we have gone through in our marriage has taught me that you have to be sure of yourself and you have to be sure of what you're looking for and like what you want, right? Because I think when we got married kind of young, didn't we? Well, we were 27.
Yeah, I mean, in today's society, I think is a little bit young.
I think that's quite young.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people should wait around forever because that's not good either. It's, if you can't abstain or like, if you're really out there in the streets, it's probably better to settle.
But then you see, I feel like that in itself is a problem, right? The fact that you get married because you can't abstain.
Probably.
No, it is.
But there's is it not Paul in the Bible that speaks about he says he says something along the lines of like I would rather you be like me. Is it Paul? I think it's Paul.
What does it say?
I need to check this. It says, I'd rather you be like me and basically not be married. But if you can't because of your burning desires, like you can't basically stay single in today's terms, then get married. So he said that because he was trying to prevent people from, or the church of that day, he was trying to prevent them from, I guess, falling into sin because their flesh is not being satisfied in a way. But no, to your point, I hear what you're saying. Like you shouldn't get married for the sake of your flesh, for the sake of not being able to abstain. You should be able to control yourself. Self-control is a fruit of the spirit. I think there's just so much that goes into marriage though that I don't think a lot of people are ready for at 27. Like when we were getting married,
I heard
we were so young, and we had counselling too.
We did
6 months worth of it.
We did.
We wasn't ready still.
Nah, I don't think there's any amount of counselling that can prepare you for marriage.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think there's.
That's a misconception right there. Actually.
Yeah.
That if you do some counselling, you'll be good.
Before you go in, you'll be I don't think there's any amount. I don't think there's actually anything that can prepare you for it.
Some self-help books.
Yeah.
And then you'll be fine.
I think it's probably like on the job learning. You have to be committed to learn on the job, as opposed to thinking that you figured everything out before you jump into it.
Heavy on the committed to learn though.
Yeah.
Because without the actual wanting to learn, that's the problem.
Yeah, I think that is super, super important. That you feel like the willingness to learn on the job. Yeah. Even companies do that. Yeah, they bring you on to learn on the job. You might shadow somebody. So, I think one thing that helps is to have. What's the word I'm looking for? Is to have like an accountability partner or somebody you respect enough that has been in the marriage game, so to speak, for a long time, right? Yeah, someone who has or is successful. Because look at it this way, right? I always like to use business as like an example, right? So people go out and get life coaches. People go out and get mentors for areas that they want to thrive in.
Yeah.
You see, so why do they do that? Because these mentors know or have a certain knowledge in the industry that they're trying to get into that they can pass on to them to also make them successful.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So in the same way, I feel like that's one of the things that would help or helps, knowing that, okay, I'm faced with this situation, but there's this person who, for instance, someone who's been married 20 years, right, and still married, right? That is somebody that you can look up to, or you can go for direction in your low moments because they've been there.
Would you say that it matters whether or not they're happy?
Oh, absolutely. You definitely need to vet these people. Yeah. You need to vet these people because
I agree.
like people stay in the business for 20 years and still remain at the entry level that they started in.
Now that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People go into companies with no real passion to move up.
Yeah.
Right? So in the same way, you can have people who have been married just to say that I've been married for this amount of time.
But they're not happy.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Or there's no joy, or there's no fruit.
Like, but I feel like that also comes from marriages that have to be Christ-centered.
What do you mean?
So these people who probably have no joy or have no peace or are not happy in their marriages, you can't stay for 20 years and not be happy if you don't have, like, at a point, making God the center changes everything.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it changes everything. It just makes everything come into perspective.
You're able to cope better.
Exactly.
You're able to make difficult decisions a little bit easier. It's still difficult, but you can make it a bit easier. You can, Christ should be the center from the beginning. But if you happen to find Christ at some point in your marriage, then it's better either way with Christ.
Yeah. But then I feel like, the fact that Christ is in it brings on more attacks.
No.
It definitely brings on more attacks.
Different ball game.
Yeah.
Because Satan hates marriage.
Yeah. Like, there are people who stay together. Like, I have a friend who, I'm not gonna say any names.
Okay.
Right. I have a friend. We're not really in communication as much, but I have or had a friend who, lived with his girl for like 5 or 6 years, and they got married after that time, and within 6 months they were not together again.
Yeah, but what? It's so weird. But then again, we literally just answered it because Satan literally hates marriage. Because I see that so often. I've heard stories of like people being together for 19, 20 years, and within 2 years of being married, relationship is over. And I'm like, what is it about that covenant, that agreement, that basically ruins, quote unquote, according to the world, ruins the marriage.
Yeah.
It's literally as soon as you make that agreement, as soon as you make that covenant, it's like it X's that out. And it's quite scary, to be honest, but 110%. Your marriage is more attacked when you try your best to live in a way that pleases God, that pleases Christ, that's Christ-centered. 100%.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
It's so funny because I actually wrote some misconceptions in my phone it wasn't the other day I came across it, and it literally was from 2024.
Wow. Let's talk about it.
So It literally says 30th of May 2024 at 10:32 in the morning. Don't know why.
So this is well over a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird stuff. I always get these weird things that like I just hear and I just write them down. So I wrote, people like the idea of things more than they do the actual thing, which is kind of what we're talking about in the beginning. And I've put, for example, people love the idea of the wedding and the idea of marriage instead of what it actually takes to be married. Would you say that's something that we thought? Like we like the idea.
Yes.
But we didn't actually know what it took.
Know what it takes. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that...
The dying to self.
Yeah, I don't think anything prepares you for marriage. Honestly, no. And I don't...
Anything.
No.
Anything.
I don't say that as a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like there's a lot of thoughts and ideas that you have prior to being married, you know, and when you get into it and you realize that, oh, okay, she goes to bed in a turban, like what?
All my sisters. Turban is, I mean, come on, it's universal.
But
it's universal.
No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You know, it's like you have this idea of, you know, like how when we were dating, you know, it's like you'd call and be fresh out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you put your best foot forward.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
absolutely.
You might come over, or like maybe I might fall asleep and I'll leave my makeup on. Like, you know,
that's
cute.
Crazy.
Trying to be all cute with it, but reality is, look, this is me.
Yeah.
Take the lashes off. Take the, you know.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yep. Love every inch of it. I do.
I wrote. Okay, so this bit says people like the idea of. I wrote one for the woman, one for the man. So I put people like the idea of a beautiful, strong woman, but not what it takes to keep her beautiful. And what it took to make her strong. Right? Because like, I think a lot of guys, and you can correct me, they're like, oh no, I need a strong woman who knows what she's about, who whatever. But when that strong woman challenges your ego, or she's demanding certain things from you that you're like, I wasn't ready to even give that up or give you that, or so it's like, I think a lot of guys, like, they admire beautiful women and they admire strong women and they want to marry a strong woman, but they don't really know what it takes to keep her that way. Right? Because you're literally leaving your mother and your father. So what actually does it take to make her that? You could admire that from afar, but now she's in your house. Now she's under your roof. Now you have to upkeep her. And I'm not talking about like just any material things, but like even spiritually or mentally. Right? It's like you like the strong, but then now she's living with you. How are you gonna keep her that way? Deep. It's deep. It's deep. I put people like the idea of a strong, successful man, but not what it takes to make him successful. So on the flip side, a lot of women, I mean, you can speak to that point, not that you're a woman, but I think a lot of women like the idea of a strong man, like a strong, successful man. But then when that man is putting you in your place, you don't like it. Or the successful side of things. I remember my dad growing up, like he was never home. Like ever, like home. Apart from like, obviously when it was really important, so like birthdays, and he was never one to like celebrate birthdays or any public holidays. He just didn't believe in them. He still doesn't to this day. And I respect him and love you for that if you're watching this, Dad.
Shout out to Pops.
But he just didn't believe in it. So he was never ever home. He was always chasing the bag in a sense. And now looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really respect his hustle and his grind. But growing up, I didn't get it. And I'm sure obviously, you know, it was hard for any kind of relationship when you're constantly working. So I say that to say, a successful man, it always looks good from the outside, but then the lonely nights, the times that like you are doing things with your kids and he's never there and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like, so for instance, right, a guy might approach a girl or a lady rather, and he comes with the success, right?
With it already.
He comes with it.
Okay.
Right? So this will explain what you just said, right? Okay. He comes with it, like as a successful man, right? So once we start dating and we get into, let's keep it at dating, right? Once we start dating and eventually we get married, I think you would probably have noticed it in the dating phase. That's why I'm trying to keep it at dating, that he comes and he's already successful, right? But then once you start dating, you realize that he travels a lot or he moves around a lot.
Okay.
Right? And he doesn't spend as much time with you as you would like. But that's what he was doing prior to meeting you in order for him to be successful at that level. You see what I mean? So he's not really doing anything different. He's just, but to you, it might seem different. But this is what he was already doing.
Yeah.
As to why he was successful.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
I think as well, one thing I've learned in marriage is there's different versions of yourself.
Absolutely.
So the version of yourself that was dating is different from the one 2 years into marriage.
Absolutely.
Is different from the one when you have children.
I think it actually has to be.
It has to be. You have to change. You have to evolve.
It has to be different.
But I think that's something that is a big misconception, because I think a lot of people think you will stay the same.
Yes.
So that's why the dating one, she's hot when I come over, she's got on a little mini dress, whatever it is, but it's like, no, I just gave birth. Like, it's grimy out here. Like, I've got on a turban, I've got on a big t-shirt, like I'm in pain, you know, and you now need to go out to work, so you're exhausted or whatever it is. Like, that's a big thing. But I think 100% there's different versions of yourself, and so that the requirements are different. So maybe what would make the successful man before and would be so attracted to a woman, now I require you to be home more, because now it's like, now we're married and I want certain things. I have an idea of how I want this marriage to be, and you're out chasing the bag all the time. So then what I was attracted to in the beginning, because now my requirements are different or my ideas have changed, now that's where the kind of disagreements and stuff like that come in. Because your level of understanding is different when you're looking from afar as to when you're right there. You know what I mean? When you're right in it, in the thick of it. Like, it just looks nice. Marriage looks so sweet. It looks so, and it is like so beautiful. Marriage is so beautiful.
Absolutely.
But it takes a lot of work, like every single day. Every single day. Every day. Day in, day out. In fact, hour by hour. Jesus said, die to yourself. I've died many times. I've died. Figuratively.
Yes. But, yes.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work. But yeah, sorry, you was talking about like the successful man. But yeah, I just wanted to...
you know, and obviously there's also the other side of things where he might have aspirations and dreams, and he might not be as successful as he wants to be. Right? But you see the potential in him, or whatever the case is, right? Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know.